Welcome to the CINCILINGUA membership live lesson. My name is Joe, and today we'll be talking about the movies. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat box, which I'll put here, and I'll try to respond to it. So let's go to a movie. Very good. Do you like going to the movies? We can also ask, do you like going to the cinema? I like it very much, but I don't go as much as I used to. Is it expensive to go to a movie where you live? It's expensive in Chicago, where I live, and that's the reason I don't go very much. It costs a lot of money for the ticket, and then the snacks are very expensive, but sometimes for a special night, it's very nice to go to the cinema or to see a movie in the cinema. What about you? Do you prefer to see a movie at the cinema or to watch movies at home? I prefer to see the movies in the cinema, but pardon me. But as I said, they're expensive. And what about in your country? Is it cheaper to watch movies on television than to go to the cinema? Certainly in the United States, it's cheaper to watch them on television. But I think action movies are better on the big screen. If you're going to watch a movie where there's a lot of action, suspense, or where there's beautiful cinematography, beautiful scenery, it's good to see it on the big screen so you get the full effect. I personally don't see how people can enjoy an action movie or a movie in a beautiful area if they just watch it on television. But today people have Netflix and other things like that. So I'm sorry, I have trouble with the chat. Yeah, so seeing a movie at the cinema is too expensive sometimes. Maybe $20 for the ticket, and then when you pay for a soft drink and popcorn or some kind of snack, it can be very, very expensive. But if money is not the issue, what do you prefer to do? Some people like to be comfortable in their house. I like to do what these people in the photograph are doing and sit in the cinema. I find it very enjoyable. Do you usually buy your movie ticket when you arrive at the cinema, or do you order ahead online? It's interesting for me at my age that everything can be done online now and you can order tickets in advance. Actually, it's great. And most people will order their tickets online today, I think, and then pick them up at the cinema. It saves time. It reserves your place to see the movie. What kinds of movies do you like? I'd like to talk about the different kinds of movies, or some of them. There's so many kinds. An example would be Mike. Mike likes action adventure movies, but his girlfriend prefers romantic movies, especially rom-coms. What's a rom-com? Rom-com is a funny name, a short name for romantic comedy. Can you think of any rom-coms that you've seen? Um, Sandra Bullock often stars in rom-coms, an American actress. Um, and there's the kind of stereotypical image that in a relationship, the girlfriend wants to see the rom-com and the man prefers action. That's not always true, of course, but that's the stereotype. Tom likes action movies. He especially likes to see car chases. What about you? Do you like movies with a lot of action, um, racing, violence, Rambo and Rocky and those types of movies? Um, Personally, I'm not interested in action movies. When I go to an action movie, I sit and the movie just passes in front of me and I'm not paying attention. It's kind of funny, but I don't get into action movies, to use an idiom, get into. I don't enjoy them. So what do you prefer? There's action adventure and rom-coms we just spoke about. There are also horror movies. Do you like horror movies? I enjoy movies about vampires. I also like ghost stories. Vampire, you may know, in the movies, has fangs and bites someone's neck and drinks their blood. Um, for some reason, I enjoy vampire movies. I also like ghost stories. Uh, ghost is the spirit that comes back from the dead. Uh, so some people believe in ghosts in reality. That's another topic. But I like seeing ghost stories in the movies. I especially like historical drama. Watching historical drama makes history come alive for me. I enjoy a Shakespeare play that's made into a film and has the costumes and the clothing and the dress from that period of time. One of those historical dramas I really enjoyed was Braveheart many years ago with Mel Gibson, where he plays William Wallace, who was fighting against the English. And it was very emotional and based on history. And I really like historical dramas. Do you? Or can you think of any historical dramas? Um, of course, there have been many, and people have different tastes in movies and types of movies. Um, when I go to a movie, I like to experience something, maybe history come alive. Like I say here, I especially like historical drama. Watching historical drama makes history come alive for me. I feel like I can see the characters, these historical figures that I've read about. Did they look like this? Is the actor doing a good job? Um, Maybe the person that the actor is portraying died 100 years ago or 500 years ago. So we cannot know for sure, but one example I have is King Henry VIII of England had reputation for being rather violent and having a bad temper. And so in the historical dramas I've seen, that's how the actor plays the king, King Henry VIII. And I enjoy watching these kinds of things because I feel like I'm moving back in time, and I really enjoy that. Um, Another historical drama that I enjoy is Henry V, that was produced by Kenneth Branagh. It's based on a Shakespeare play, and it's one thing to read about these ancient battles or marriages or whatever. It's another thing to see a portrayal in the movies. It can be very exciting. Do you like comedies? Sometimes when you're sad or depressed, a comedy can be helpful. Um, a comedy can make you laugh. It can make you forget about your problems for a while. Comedies are funny. Um, Although for me, I enjoy comedies, but good comedies. Some are not funny to me. What about musicals? I really enjoy musicals, such as West Side Story or The Sound of Music. It's interesting to me too about movies that they have different titles in the United States than in Latin America. The Sound of Music is a classic in the United States, but in Latin America, you call it La Novicia Rebelde, um, the rebellious novice. So it's a very different title. And we often have to, when I talk with my students, I might tell them I like a certain movie and they don't recognize the name until I describe the movie. And then they say, oh, and give the Spanish name. Yeah. Some movie theaters in the United States, I don't know about your countries, are very elegant now with big chairs and comfortable, and you can order your snacks before the movie, your popcorn, your candy bars, whatever. Those are your snacks. You can order them before the movie starts and they will bring them to you. A waiter will bring them to you. It's interesting to me because when I was growing up, it wasn't like that. Um, yeah, when you go to the cinema, do you usually order a drink or something to eat during the movie or before the movie? Um, some of my favorite musicals, like The Sound of Music, are very old. They're not many now in the United States, not recent ones. Although a few years ago, there was a reproduction of West Side Story. West Side Story is a beautiful movie. And I like the remake. I usually don't like the remake, the imitation, but this time it's very good, in my opinion. If you had the opportunity to go to the symphony today and just put on some nice clothes, uh, would you do that, or would you prefer to see a movie? So many people stay home now because it's so expensive to go to the movies, and they can order them on Netflix, but it's not the same. To see the movie on a small screen is not as exciting as seeing it on the big screen, especially if there's beautiful scenery. Action movies tend to focus on the action, maybe of the hero, but it's possible to do a story or a movie that's both intellectual and exciting. And I think those are my favorite movies. Um, Maybe a biography of a famous person. Think about a movie that you like, and maybe you can watch it this week in English and see how it goes for you. With people talk quickly in the movies and on television, and you can't say, "Please, could you repeat that?" Uh, Obviously, so um, you want to get used to the language of movies. And when you go to buy a ticket, for example, there may be a warning uh, that the the police want you for something. Um, but this is usually not the case, and yeah. So do you have a favorite kind of movie? What would that movie be? Um, or do you like all kinds, or you just don't go to the cinema? Um, do you have Netflix at home? A lot of people do. Um, so I do like horror movies, I have to admit. Kind of funny. I don't watch them very much now. But when it gets tense and scary, and you want to say to the character in the movie, "Don't open that door." That's a fun feeling of tension and worrying about what's going to happen to the actor's character. Um, Are movies, theaters, or cinemas very elegant where you live? Do they have the nice, comfortable seats where you can lean back and order your drinks and order your snacks? Do they do that in your country? Um, they it's more popular here, but it's expensive, of course. It's expensive. So um, here we see a group of people enjoying the movies. And what kind of movie do you think they're watching? They're all laughing. Maybe it's a comedy. Um, Comedies make you feel better, or hopefully they make you feel better. A comedy can lift your spirits so you're not sad. Um, and maybe take the world less seriously. Um, I enjoy comedies a lot, but I still prefer more serious movies. Um, because a comedy has to be very good to make you laugh. Sometimes they're not very good and nothing's funny in the comedy. Do you go to the movies regularly, or do you go once in a while as a special occasion? Or I used to go every Friday to a movie, but now I just wait for my friends to call me. If they want to go, fine, but I don't make the plans. In the end, it can be a very expensive night with the ticket, the popcorn, and whatever you drink. It can be an expensive night to go to the movies. Where do you live, and is there a cinema close to your house? What do you do when you want to see a good movie? Do you wait till it comes out on Netflix? Have you ordered a movie from Amazon, a DVD of a movie, or you just feel happy and content watching the movie one time, seeing it one time? It's an interesting question. But these people are obviously laughing, having a good time. It must be a comedy because it's not a horror movie. Horror movies are so scary. Well, that's all I have to say about the movies. And I hope that you got something out of the video, out of the live lesson, and um, that you enjoy going to the movies, to the cinema. Maybe you can do it this weekend. But if you do, I recommend an English movie. It's a good way to practice and develop your listening comprehension. Listening to movies from the United States or television shows are very helpful because you hear how people really talk. Um, so anyway, um, I hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching this video.